देख रहे हैं अवाम के उठाए गए सवालात, हालत आजरा पर तबसरों, तज्जियों, खबरों पर मुहित प्रोग्राम न्यूज़ लाइन रिदा सैफी के साथ।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूँ रिदा सैफी। नाज़रीन, कहा जाता है कि दोस्त और दुश्मनों को बदला जा सकता है, लेकिन हमसाए बदलना नामुमकिन है। पाक अर्ज़े वतन का क़याम हुआ तो ईरान ने तहनीती पैगाम भेजकर दुनिया के उफ़क़ पर नई इस्लामी सल्तनत को खुशामदीद कहा। हत्ता कि पाकिस्तान के पहले बजट में ईरान के ताउन से इनकार हतल नहीं किया जा सकता। पाकिस्तान और ईरान के ऐसे ताल्लुकात में सर्द महरी के बाद गुज़िश्ता कुछ अरसे में कई मज़बूत तब्दीलियाँ भी आई और आज हमारे प्रोग्राम का वही तब्दीलियाँ भी मौजू होगा। साथ ही हमारे साथ तशरीफ़ रखते हैं आज के प्रोग्राम में कराची में ईरानी कौंसल जनरल हसन नूरियान साहब। उनसे हम गुफ्तगू करेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे जो बहुत सारे मामलात हैं पाकिस्तान और ईरान के एतबार से उनसे आज डिस्कस करें। प्रोग्राम का फॉर्मेट आज थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है। आप देख रहे हैं कि मैं स्टूडियो में नहीं हूँ, आज उनके साथ कॉन्सुलेट में मौजूद हूँ और गुफ्तगू करेंगे जो इस वक्त हालिया सूरत हाल है, माजी में जो ताल्लुकात रहे और इसी किस्म की जो सारी बातें हैं वो उनसे की जाएंगी। सो मेरे लिए बड़े एजाज़ की बात है कि आज वो मेरे साथ यहाँ पे तशरीफ़ फरमा है। उनकी तरफ चलूँगी और उनसे बात करूँगी। सो थैंक यू सो वेरी मच एक्सेलेंसी and for giving us your valuable time, and I really welcome you in my program for
Welcome.
giving your valuable time.
My pleasure.
Regarding this very important issues which are going on in about Pakistan and Iran, of course.
My pleasure.
So, and in my introduction, I was telling the people in Urdu actually, because the majority of the people watch it in Urdu, that friends and enemies can change, but neighbors is impossible to be changed ever.
Yeah, correct.
So this is what I was actually telling. So. Of course, there are so many things we really wanted to discuss today, and so many things happening on the role of Pakistan and Iran as well, especially in the region as well, and on the both sides. So first of all, how do you see the Pak-Iran relations currently, and what will you say about those positive and progressive developments which are going on these days, especially?
Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I welcome you to here, the Iranian consulate in Karachi.
Thank you.
As you know, Iran was the first country, not between the first, those who actually recognized Pakistan, was the first country that recognized Pakistan as an independent country after the independence in 1947. So, and from the beginning, Iran was actually supporting Pakistan in different issues, in the bilateral, in regional and international issues and levels. You know, there are so many similarities and commonalities between Iran and Pakistan. And in terms of religion, in terms of history, in terms of culture, and so many other aspects. And these commonalities, they help us and encourage us to boost and deepen our bilateral relations. Thanks God, our political relations is in its highest level, and the top officials and the leaders of both countries meet each other in different occasions. And recently, yesterday, the caretaker Prime Minister of Pakistan have met our President Ayatollah Raisi at the sideline of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. And recently, our Foreign Minister, Dr. Amir Abdullahian, on 4th of August, he paid a visit to Pakistan. He went to Islamabad and met the officials of Pakistan. And he had a short and brief visit to Karachi to see the people here in Karachi and meet the businessmen, the leading businessmen of Pakistan here in Karachi. So we can say, alhamdulillah, our foreign relation and bilateral relation is in a very good situation. And the people of Pakistan and people of Iran, they have supported each other during the history. And we are so happy to have this kind of relation with our neighboring and friendly and brotherly country, Pakistan.
Right, very right. Excellency, in a particular manner, if we talk about especially as we have seen in the middle of May last year, that Pakistan's former Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif and Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi inaugurated the border market as well. That is very important thing, including the electricity projects as well. What effect will this have on both countries' relation in the near future you are seeing, and how, having said that, any thing which we still expecting like from other way around to initiate new projects as well?
Yeah. You know, the total population of Iran and Pakistan is more than 300 million people.
Yes.
More than 250 million people are living here in Pakistan, and 85 million people is the population of Iran. The total amount is surplus of more than actually 300 million people, and this population normally they use something essential needs and necessary items. The economy of Pakistan and economy of Iran, they have not any competition to each other. You know, Iran has a big resources of energy, while Pakistan has a big demand of energy. For example, Iran has the largest resources of energy, including of natural gas and crude oil. And in Pakistan, actually, there is a very big demand of energy, including natural gas and crude oil. So Iran can provide and meet the need of Pakistan, the energy, in terms of to respond to security energy here in Pakistan. And in Iran, we are importing so many food items like the meat, the basmati rice, the agricultural production and something like this, which Pakistan is exporter of all of these items. In these issues, we are thinking that there are so many untapped opportunities for the trade and business between Iran and Pakistan. Iran and Pakistan have more than 900 common border, which is located in Balochistan of Pakistan and Sistan Balochistan of Iran. So we realized that the betterment situation of the people who are living in Balochistan of Iran and Pakistan, one solution is actually establishment of the marketplaces in the borders. And in this regard, both countries have agreed to establish 9 border marketplaces. Until now, 3 out of 9 have been inaugurated. And the third one, which have you mentioned, was inaugurated by Iranian President and Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Yeah.
And also in terms of the development of Gwadar and Balochistan of Pakistan, Iran is actually preparing the power transmission from Gwadar from Iranian city of Poland to Gwadar. So we are trying to see progress and developed Pakistan as a very good neighbor of Iran. There is a proverb, in Persian proverb, that we are saying that همسایه خوب بهتر از فامیل دور. It means a good neighbor is better than a far family. So this is also the priority of foreign policy of President Raisi, which is named neighborhood first.
That sounds really great, and we're hoping best in the near future as well. As we're talking about these developments and projects, coming towards the next one, even in early August, we have seen that Pakistan's former foreign minister Bilal Bhutto and Iranian counterpart Dr. Hussein Amir Abdul signed a bilateral agreement as well, worth $5 billion almost. And the importance of this agreement for the future of both countries, how you're perceiving it?
Actually, our trade volume right now is around $2.3 billion. Which is in favor of Iran, because from Iran we are exporting many petrochemical items, and from Pakistan is exporting the food items like basmati rice, as I mentioned before. We already had a 5 years trade strategic act between Iran and Pakistan, which was expired recently. And during the visit of our Prime Minister, Dr. Amir Abdullahian, this 5-year strategic trade plan was renewed, we can say. And our target is $5 billion trade, bilateral trade annually, which is right now $2.3 billion. And both of the officials and foreign ministers of Iran and Pakistan, they have agreed to try to remove all of the impediments and hurdles between our trade in order to reach the $5 billion annually trade between Iran and Pakistan.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about, I mean, like we're talking about so many projects, and of course they all are very good in terms of, you know, tying a very strong knots, and of course the diplomatic knots as well, and in the economic and the bilateral knots as well. But having said that, how you see the impact of IPI gas pipeline as well? This is also one of the major key project between Pakistan and Iran. Yes.
Actually, the gas pipeline has a long story and has a long delayed, we can say. The project initially was IPI, Iran, Pakistan, India.
India, yeah.
And Iran was ready to provide the natural gas for Pakistan and India at the first. The preliminary agreement was signed in 1995 between late Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto and late President of Iran Hashemi Rafsanjani. And after a few years, I think in 1999, the India was included to this agreement. Initially, it was only between Iran and Pakistan. In 1999, India was included to this project, and the project actually named as IPI, Iran, Pakistan, India. The initial agreement was like that: Iran export 150 cubic metric natural gas to Pakistan and India, which was 90 cubic metric billion, the demand of India, and the other was the demand of Pakistan, which we can say around 60 billion cubic metric. But after a few years, India withdrew from this project because of some pricing issues and some security issues, as we have actually realized that what was the reason that India withdrew from project. Then Iran and Pakistan, they agreed to continue this agreement bilaterally between Iran and Pakistan, and the name of project renamed to the Peace Pipeline.
Peace pipeline, yes.
Because, you know, we have some insurgency and some actually security issues in our borders in Balochistan of Iran and Balochistan of Pakistan. And we have expected that by completion of this project, the security will be actually much better in this area, because as a result of the exporting of natural gas of Iran to Pakistan, the development and progress in Balochistan of Iran, Pakistan must be actually better. But Iran actually has started to practice its commitment due to the agreement, and the pipeline started from Asaluya of Iran and reached to near border of Pakistan. But unfortunately, because of the imposed sanctions against Iran, the project delayed till now. And both of government, Iran, Pakistan, they have renewed and extended the agreement, which the second renewal of agreement will be expired on March of 2024. But still, we have optimistic to see some kind of solutions in order to see the government of Pakistan resume this project in order to development of the country, because so many manufacturers and the businessmen of Pakistan, they are saying that they are suffering of lack of energy. So many factories are closed because of the lack of energy, and so many people and laborers are jobless right now. By providing energy, all of these factories can be resumed their activities, and all of these youth people and laborers can come back to their job. So we hope that in near future we can see resumption of our gas pipeline project.
This is the reason that I took the previous name, the initially which was designed, so that you may tell and brief the whole thing to the public and they will know the whole idea of this project, what was it and how it is presently its situation and now what will be the future aspects of it. And you define it very beautifully by the
You're welcome.
so that people came to know about the whole history of the project, because there are numerous of the projects and things which were in pipeline and not yet completed due to some, of course, there are some sections or I mean other
political issues,
hindrances, any political or something like it. Yeah, exactly. But we really want it to be happen, or we really want it to be done, because in the favor of or in the betterment of both countries and the people of both countries.
Inshallah.
Of course, ultimately in the end really wanted to have a peace and good relations between both the countries, inshallah. Coming to this, of course, economic and bilateral and especially this improvements which we are talking about and developments, we have one very important thing more, which is CPEC. And we see that China-Pakistan economic corridor play in Pakistan a very important role. How do you see that? Because at sometimes at some places we already have seen this as well, that Iran also has shared his interest as well for coming into that program. How do you see this project of Pakistan and China's economic corridor, and what Iran is expecting and perceiving the way of this project in the whole region?
Yeah, you know, China right now is a very powerful country in Asia in terms of economy. And they have started one initiative, its name is Belt and Road Initiative. And as part of this initiative, the CPEC, as you mentioned, is started here in Pakistan. You know, Iran also has a very good geographically situation in terms of the corridors, transit corridors and logistic. And
even we have Charbahar and
Charbahar port of Iran, which is very close to Gwadar. So I think by completion of this road and belt initiative of China, Iran can be actually joined to this initiative to use the territory of Iran in order to complete this project. And in terms of politics, Iran and Pakistan, both they have very good relation with Chinese government. A few years back, Iran and China, they have signed a 25 years of a strategic agreement. And we know that Pakistan and China also, they have a very good political relation. I think a kind of trilateral agreement between China, Pakistan, and Iran can help all of these regional initiatives in order to development and survive our economy right now. You know, recently there are some rivalry in terms of corridors, international corridors. Few days back, a plan of corridors starting from India and going to the UAE and Persian Gulf countries, then continuing to European countries has been actually released from these countries. And I think by continuing of starting a corridor from China, continuing to Pakistan, then to Iran, and they can easily reach to the Central Asian countries and then to the European countries in order to reach their markets. So I think it is tangible and very easily can be actually materialized by the determination and the will of these three neighboring countries.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, they say that making hands to hands things make better than better as well. So this is, you're absolutely right. नाज़रीन, हम गुफ्तगू का सिलसिला यहाँ पे जारी है. हमारे साथ कौंसल जनरल मौजूद हैं और हम बात करें मुख्तलिफ एस्पेक्ट्स के हवाले से, ख़ास तौर पे जो इकनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट हैं, जो पॉलिटिकल एस्पेक्ट हैं, जो कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट हैं, और जो दोनों ममालिक के म्यूचुअल इंटरेस्ट हैं उसके हवाले से भी बात हो रही है। लेकिन यहाँ मैंने चूँकि एक ब्रेक लेना है, कमर्शियल ब्रेक है, उसके बाद वापस आ रहे हैं, आपने कहीं नहीं जाना, स्टे ट्यून। वेलकम बैक नाजरीन, और आज का खुसूसी प्रोग्राम हम कर रहे हैं ईरानी कौंसलेट में हम मौजूद हैं और ईरानी कौंसल जनरल मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं और उनके साथ हम गुफ्तगू कर रहे हैं। बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे हमने डिस्कशन किया जो इस वक्त करंटली प्रोजेक्ट्स चल रहे हैं पाकिस्तान और ईरान के हवाले से, इवन ना सिर्फ पाकिस्तान और ईरान के हवाले से बल्कि जो ख़त्े में मौजूद जो सूरत हाल है उसके ऊपर भी हम डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं। और हमने बड़ी अच्छी सैर हासिल गुफ्तगू सोफ़ार अभी तक की है। अगर आगे भी हम बढ़ रहे हैं, और मेरे साथ जी इज़्ज़त माब हिज़ एक्सेलेंसी हसन मौजूद हैं, उनकी तरफ मैं बढ़ूँगी। एक्सेलेंसी, coming back to our questions, so as we were discussing in the break as well, there's so many things which we need to discuss, but because the time is almost very limited and short, that it will goes like a blink of an eye and you don't feel like it that, oh, we just completed our 1 hour program. Always. So we talk about our economic activities and projects. But the major important thing which the both countries have faced, and especially Pakistan is still facing, you have seen in the region, that the terrorism, and unfortunately not even terrorism, in fact so many conflicts as well in the region as well. How does Pakistan and Iran perceive and address its concerns regarding sectarian conflicts in the region, especially because this is something which is very sensitive, which is very, very important, and we both always have so many reservations on it. So what strategies do both countries employ to mitigate potential spillover effects on sectarian dynamics? How do you see that?
You mentioned very important issue, particularly in our region. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and totally our region is suffering of some these types of terrorism. You are actually remembering that ISIS, they have made so many barbaric activities in Iraq and in Syria, and Iran was the pioneer to actually combat ISIS because they had a plan to spread this kind of activities in all of our region. And you know, during the last few decades in Afghanistan, we are actually witnessing that so many terrorist activities are doing there. And unfortunately, after 20 years of occupation of Afghanistan by United States of America and others, after they actually withdraw from Afghanistan, we didn't see any progress in Afghanistan. And right now, so many Afghani refugees are heading and migrated to Afghanistan, to Pakistan and to Iran. Right now, millions of Afghani people are living in Iran as the refugee peoples.
Even in Pakistan.
And even in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Millions of Afghanistani brothers and sisters are refuging and actually migrated here in Pakistan.
We are hosting it since more than 3 decades.
Yeah, so instability in the region can actually impact negatively to all of the neighboring countries. So Iran, Pakistan, and some other neighboring countries like Russia, like Turkey, China, all of them, and in Qatar and some of the Arabic countries, they are trying to have some initiatives regarding building security and actually combating any kind of terrorism in our region. Let me come back to my actually response to your question regarding our economic relations. We had some minor security issues and insurgency activities in Balochistan of Pakistan and Balochistan of Iran. I think the root of terrorism is the poverty. The poor people can be easily attracted to the terrorist groups. If we can do something in our poor areas, undeveloped areas in Pakistan, in Balochistan of Iran and Balochistan of Pakistan, all of these peoples and the young people, they can join to the factories, to the job, and actually to the very legal activities. But if they facing some economic challenges for providing their essential needs, maybe they can be easily attracted to the terrorist groups. So Iran, Pakistan, and the other neighboring countries, they are very sensitive to the terrorist activities. And Alhamdulillah, our army chief from Pakistan and from Iran, they have constant actually relations and talks to each other. Recently, General Asem Munir, he visited Iran.
Yes.
And a few days back, he had an official visit to Turkey.
Yeah.
And a few months back, the chief army of Iran visited Pakistan.
Yes.
And they have actually conducted consultancy meetings regarding to combat terrorism.
Because
And
as you
let
know,
me
sectarian
actually add one more issue, that Iran is the largest victim of terrorism in the world. 70,000 Iranian people are the victims of terrorism in the country.
Unfortunately,
From beginning of the victory of the revolution in Iran, the president of Iran has been assassinated. He was actually Mr. Shahid Rajai was the president of Iran. He was assassinated by the terrorist activities. The prime minister of Iran, Shahid Bauner, was assassinated.
Yes.
The chief justice of Iran, Shahid Beheshti, was assassinated. 72 members of parliament were the victims of the terrorism in the country. So many people from the law and order enforcement to combat the terrorist activities in all of the neighboring borders, like in the western part, in the Kurdistan of Iraq and Kurdistan of Iran, and the actually eastern part in Afghanistan and Pakistan border, and some other issues. Iran and Pakistan are very serious to combat terrorism, and I think we have to establish security. We cannot buy security from the market. We indigenously, by collaborating regionally, we can actually, inshallah,
you're absolutely right. What was I actually pointing it up that, and of course these conflicts come up with the very meager things, as I've mentioned above, that sectarian conflicts are also very big challenge for both the countries, and eventually even at your side as well, because when I was covering the Syria war in 2018, I have seen myself that how difficult it is for those countries who were actually neighbored with them and shared the borders with them, that is very difficult for them to actually prevent all those things which were actually the consequences after in result of that war, because that is not, I mean, sitting in the room and talking about the war is very easy, but going into that particular terrain and seeing by your naked eye that what is actually happening on the ground, that is very difficult to explain.
Yeah, correct. Regarding the sectarian, as we are actually are preparing to celebrate the birthday of Prophet Muhammad, as the Jashn Ahmad Rasul here and the Miladun Nabi. You know, he was actually as a prophet of all the Muslim countries, and his message was blessing, rahmat, and peace all around the world. But you know, some people are trying, the extremists, and those people who are trying to actually encourage the sectarian activities, they have tarnished the image of true Islam. So I think we must follow the message of our Prophet Muhammad during the birthday anniversary of our Prophet, to establish a peacefully region of Islam. And you can see in many Western countries, they are actually insulting Holy Quran.
Yes, they are actually following it.
Recently in Swedish, in Denmark, they are actually publishing some insulting cartoons against Prophet Muhammad. Some of them are burning Holy Quran.
Unfortunately,
and it seems that insurgency and encouraging the extremist people is a kind of sedition against Islamic countries. And we must be vigilant and aware of this kind of conspiracy and seditions against Islamic countries.
Against Islam. And of course, Pakistan has actually talked about very vocally and very, very bluntly in United Nation as well about Islamophobia. You have
Islamophobia,
seen, yeah,
yeah.
and due to the effort of Pakistan, it has been declared a proper day which has been now celebrating as Islamophobia, and we all ultimately all Muslim countries are facing this issue,
Yeah.
which you actually highlighted, and I think we can cope up with this issue with all unity of the all Muslim state. Once we get united, that is why we can easily cope
Yeah.
up with this issue. You're absolutely mentioned a very important and highlighted a very important point. Moving forward, there's also very big development in Iran. A recent scenario has been done, which is about Saudi and Iran relations. Of course, Saudi embassy in Iran reopens after 7 years, and Saudi Arabia's embassy in Iran's capital Tehran resumed its operations, of course, from August 2023, recently, after more than a 7-year closure. So this is also very big development, and especially after the assurance and involvement of China. China also made a very big part in it, and eventually initially Pakistan was also into it to make a diplomacy between both the countries and to bring long lasting prosperity in the whole region and state. So now how you are seeing this development, and what you have to say about this recent development, especially, of course, because this development definitely bring some envious to our enemies as well, and and some kind of, you can say that people are just alert more than it, that oh, they all are now making hands to hands with each other, so becoming very strong in the whole region. So how do you say about it? Yeah.
Yes, actually, Iran and Saudi Arabia both are very, we can say, the most important Muslim countries, along with Pakistan, Indonesia, and some other Islamic countries. And initially, they have established a kind of international organization by the name OIC, Organization of Islamic Conference, which is recently renamed to the Islamic Organization of Islamic Cooperation.
Cooperation, yes.
And the common enemy of all of the Islamic countries, we can say that Israel is the common threat against all of the Islamic countries. And removing all of this, we can say, misunderstanding regarding some issues in our regional and international cooperation and levels can reach out all of the Islamic countries to become closer to each other. The people of Iran are so happy by witnessing the resumption and reapproachment of Iran and Pakistan. And also I saw that the people of Pakistan and the officials of Pakistan, they also were so happy and welcomed this reapproachment. And thousands of people are visiting Saudi Arabia for the Umrah and Hajj. Yeah. And there are many people from Saudi Arabia also, they are coming to Iran for performing pilgrimage activities. Alhamdulillah, our embassy in Riyadh and the embassy of Saudi Arabia in Tehran, both of them reopened and they started activities. The consulate of Iran in Jeddah and consulate of Saudi Arabia in Mashhad, they also activated their activities, and I think in near future maybe some economic collaboration and exchange of trade delegation between Iran and Saudi Arabia will be inshallah done.
Inshallah. Very important question I'm going to ask, and this is something like which is I guess your personal interest as well, what I have been concluded so far yet with our conversation, that religious and adventure tourism actually,
Yeah.
which is very important, which actually I believe as well, this is something like close to the heart of the people as well, because people come closer with all these kind of cultural and these activities, and I guess this have a very, very good potential as well. So how, in your opinion, how this religious and adventure tourism also can be explored for furthering bilateral ties and economic development for Pakistan and Iran?
Yeah, actually, tourism is a part of economy right now. A part of its actually impact on culture and some other issues, but right now tourism is a part of economy for all of the countries, and all of the countries are trying to attract more foreign tourists to visit their country and to earn money from them by selling the souvenirs, handicrafts, and it's a chain of economy in the country, like the transportation, the accommodation, the handicraft selling, and all of these issues. Alhamdulillah, so many people from Pakistan are traveling to Iran for the pilgrimage purposes, and some other they are going Iran for the, we can say, for the visiting of our historical monuments here in Iran. And Iran has 5 missions here in Pakistan. Our embassy in Islamabad, including 4 other consulate general, and all of these 5 missions, they are providing the consular services and visa services for Pakistani brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And they can easily receive their visas to go to Iran for ziyarat and for the, we can say, for siyahat. But in return, in Iran, Pakistan has 3 missions. The Embassy of Pakistan in Tehran and 2 other consulates in Zahedan and Mashhad. The most important issue that our infrastructures to easy traveling of our people is not good enough right now. We have only 1 direct flight from Karachi to Tehran once a week, which is very actually low direct flight from Karachi to Tehran.
Yes, it is.
Our capitals, Islamabad and Tehran, they have not any direct flight.
Unfortunately.
With all of these opportunities and potentials. Recently, Iran and Pakistan, they have agreed to inaugurate 2 more land borders. You know, for 70 years we had
This was my, by the way, this is my last question, which I'm going to ask with you, but now you are giving an answer in this question, so okay, you may.
Sure. So, I mean, regarding the infrastructure,
Yes.
regarding the ease of traveling of all of the peoples, this is very important. And also, I think the travel agencies of Pakistan and the Ministry of Tourism of Pakistan must do something regarding to attract the Iranian tourists to visit Pakistan, because the Iranian people, they have not enough good perception regarding Pakistan tourism attractions. So we are seeing that few numbers of Iranian tourists coming here to Pakistan. But as a diplomat, I'm living here in Karachi for second time. My last mission actually took 4 years, in 2004 to 2008. And totally, I was here in Pakistan for 6 years, and I know that so many potentials are existing here in north of Pakistan, Gilgit, Baltistan, Skardu, Honza.
So I guess this is your challenge then to tell your people that how Pakistan is safe and how they can come.
By the language of Pakistani travel agencies, it will be much more effective.
Okay.
By actually holding some exhibitions in Tehran, in Isfahan, Shiraz, Mashhad, and actually providing some packages of traveling to Pakistan. Because, you know, because of the propagandas and negative impact of some medias, unfriendly media,
Western medias,
the people in Iran, they are thinking that there is no security for the tourists to visiting here. Millions of Iranian people are visiting Malaysia, Turkey, Dubai, India to visit the Taj Mahal, Agra, Jaipur, and some other places. But they do not come here to Pakistan, despite we are neighboring countries. So I think the lack of information is the most important issue that must be actually find some solution.
Must be addressed. Okay, this is one of your good suggestion which can be addressed from my program, I believe, to the authorities which are actually watching our program, and they must listen it and they must, I guess, work on it, inshallah. Coming towards my last question, and then we will definitely go and see about your consulate as well, the history and the other things as well in the last part of my program. What take and what stance do you say Iran have, especially about Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and the thing which we are facing, the pain and the barbaric terrorism from the India which we are facing, or innocent Muslim people are facing in Jammu and Kashmir, which is Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir? How do you see it?
You know, from the beginning, as the constitution of the Islamic Republic of Iran, one of the most principles is supporting all of the Muslim people around the world. There's no matter the Muslim people are living in which part of the world, and which continent, in European countries, in Asian countries, in African countries, and it's no matter. Supporting all of the Muslim people is a principle of Islamic Republic of Iran. And our leader also is supporting the people of the Kashmir, and also we are supporting the people of Palestine also during all of these years. Iran and Pakistan both, we can say, it was the ideology of Imam Khomeini and late Muhammad Ali Jinnah to support the people of Palestine. And also in Iran, our supreme leader, he always is actually supporting the people, the Muslim people in Kashmir. So I think in near future we can find some solutions to support our sister and brothers, our Muslim sister and brothers in all of these areas, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you so very much, Excellency, for
You're
your
welcome.
valuable time. We'll go with you and definitely look around in the consulate and see what is the history of Iran and the further things and activities which you are actually doing in a consulate. So, नाज़रीन, अभी हम आगे चलेंगे और देखते हैं थोड़ा सा कौंसल जनरल के साथ कौंसलेट में भी कि किस तरह से जो है वो ईरान की तारीख़ है और किस तरह से यहाँ पे जो कुछ एक्टिविटीज़ भी हो रही हैं वो भी आपको दिखाते हैं. सो नाजरीन, इंटरव्यू तो बहुत अच्छा हुआ है आपके सामने, लेकिन अभी मैं एक्सलेंसी के साथ यहाँ पर मौजूद हूँ, कौंसल जनरल के साथ. ये बाहर वाला एरिया है कौंसलेट का, और यहाँ पे हमें लेकर आए हैं कौंसल जनरल. उनसे पूछते हैं कि फॉर व्हाट ही एक्चुअली ब्रिंग्स अस एंड व्हाट ही वांट्स टू टेल अबाउट दिस ऑल प्लेस, दैट व्हाट इज़ फॉर दिस पर्पज़ एंड एवरीथिंग. सो लेट्स टॉक टू हिम. एक्सलेंसी, now we have done with the program so far, the content side of our program. Now we are at the outer side of the consulate, and this is the lawn, I guess, what I'm actually watching in front of me. So will you explain us about this part of the consulate?
Yeah. You know, after the independence of Pakistan, Karachi was the capital of country for 12 years.
Yes.
And Iran actually established its embassy here in Karachi, in this area, and here was our embassy in Pakistan. Then the capital shifted to Islamabad, and all of the consulates, the embassy became consulate general. And now you can see the flag of Iran at the top of the building. Previously it was Iran embassy, and right now is actually Iran consulate. And this park, which is actually adjacent to the consulate, last year named after Salman Farsi Park. You know, Salman Farsi was the only non-Arab companion of Prophet Muhammad, salawatullah alayhi. We actually mostly hold our programs and meetings inside this building. We have actually VIP lounge inside our building. This lawn and outdoor place mostly for our national day, for the Unity Week and some other celebrations like Nowruz, the Yalda night, which is the start of the winter season in Iran. And our staffs are locating in this building, and the consular services in ground floor, and the people are actually going there easily to receive their visas. The visa of Iran is completely electronic. Okay. And the applicants can go to the website and apply their visas, and my colleagues will check the documents and information, and during 2 or 3 days they can actually receive their visas to visit Iran.
That's great. So we are moving towards that side as well of the
Yeah,
building, and
if you are
yes,
agree.
definitely, and we'll look around it. Let's go.
And also during the visit of our foreign minister to Karachi on 4th of August this year, the mayor of Karachi and the former CM, they have agreed to rename this street from Old Clifton Road to Imam Khomeini Road as a symbol of friendship. So you can see this is a very actually clean and well constructed, yeah. And these actually pictures are also the best.
Careful, yes, yes.
These pictures, like this is the city of Mashhad,
Okay.
which all of the pilgrims from Pakistan are going Iran for the ziyarat.
All right.
Yeah, and also this is also the brother of Imam Reza, located in the city of Badrud, which is my motherland and my birthplace in Iran. His name is Agha Ali Abbas. This is the nature bridge, which is constructed with the, actually I can say the design was prepared by the very young girl of Iran. She was around 20 years old only, and it's a very beautiful bridge. You can see this is from Persepolis in Shiraz, with the history of more than 7,000 years, and from Khamenid. The Milad Tower also is, the picture is here. It's located in Tehran, which is the tallest actually tower, and many people are going there, and it's a rotating restaurant and all of this actually.
Right, very beautiful pictures, yeah.
This is a bridge in Isfahan and the river of Zayandarud in Isfahan, and so many other pictures from Iran we can see actually here. If you want to, this is Kish Island, the cruise, and this is a mosque, very historical mosque. The Iran Air, as I mentioned, that Iran has direct flight from Karachi to Tehran once a week. The minars of masjids in Iran, the handicrafts of Isfahan, which is, you can see the firuzas are actually worked on this, the copper, and the pink mosque in Shiraz. And Muhammad Ali Janah, Shara Janah is starting from this tower, ahead to the north of Tehran. The Damavand mountain, and this is the address of our website for applying
visas.
Yeah, for applying visas.
That's great. So this is amazing, and I guess this is a very beautiful wall which we are actually watching today. Even I go from this road a lot of time, but I've not observed it before. But now today I got all the history and the briefing about all these pictures.
You're welcome. Anytime you want to go to Iran, we can issue the visas for all of the sisters and brothers within 2 or 3 working days only.
Thank you so very much, Excellency. It was a very good program for your very kind, valuable time. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. My actually pleasure, and hope to have some more bilateral trade and people-to-people connection, and seeing many Iranian tourists here in Karachi and Pakistan, and seeing the tourists of Pakistan in Iran.
इंशाल्लाह इंशाल्लाह इसी के साथ जी नाज़रीन अपनी मेज़बान रदा सैफ़ी को दीजिए इजाज़त। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।